Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at the new expansion. Sun and Moon 12 has been revealed, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a bit of information. Though shout out right at the beginning to the lovely folks over at Total Cards, who have revealed a bunch of this info, because they are, as we've talked about on a number of occasions, lovely chaps. Now, Unified Minds is going to be our next set. That is going to be our August set, which is going to be coming out on Friday the 2nd of August. So you should know that this is going to be Sun and Moon 12, our November set, which is going to be coming out on Friday the 1st of November. And honestly, at this stage, the release date shouldn't be particularly surprising to anybody, because the release dates here, they are always the first Friday of February, May, November, and August. Don't know why I did them out of order, but I did. So we know when the sets are going to be coming out. Incidentally, that means it will be legal for tournament play on Friday, November the 15th, third Friday of the month in which it is released. But now that they come out on the first Friday of the month, it's just 2 weeks later. So we know that we're going to be able to play with these cards in tournaments on the 15th of November. And of course, we now wait to see. There's usually an international championships in November. The first 2 seasons, these were in Europe. Last season, they switched it up so that the Latin American internationals was in November. Likely, though far from guaranteed, but likely that it will be probably the weekend after this, so it will probably just be legal for tournament play, but there is absolutely nothing to say that it has to be, so wait and see, I suppose. Wait and see. It has also been confirmed that this will be the final Sun and Moon set. Sun and Moon 12 will be the end of the Sun and Moon block, which means our February set will be Sword and Shield 1. We currently have no information about this whatsoever, though I feel extremely confident telling you that it will be coming out on Friday, February the 7th, because that's the first Friday in February. Cool. Now, as with these set announcements, we do have some information about some of the cards that are going to be in the set, and there are 3 Tag Team GXs in the set that you really shouldn't be surprised about. Blastoise and Piplup, my personal favourite of the trio, Venusaur and Snivy, and Charizard and Braixen. We knew that these were going to be in the set because they're in Remix Bout. And of course, because Remix Bout is out, we have done videos analysing all 3 of those cards, and both Charizard and Braixen and Blastoise and Piplup have already seen tournament success over in Japan, and I have made videos showcasing those decks. Blastoise and Piplup especially really looks like it could be one of the very best decks in the format, though with a gigantic caveat that the lists over in Japan at the moment are relying on Aqua Patch, which of course won't be legal by the time this set releases in November. So just a little something to keep in mind there, ladies and gentlemen. But we have also had a couple of other cards revealed, which are going to be in the set. And that is Solgaleo and Lunala GX, which is kind of cool, you know. That's nice. But it's kind of burying the lead, because we're getting an Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia GX. We are getting a second Treble Tag Team GX. Now, the one we got before was the 3 birds, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. Now, we thought we were getting a second one before, because we saw the artwork on Remix Bout, the dummy artwork when the set was first announced over in Japan, and it looked an awful lot like we were going to be getting a Treble Tag Team GX of Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard. Now, we know that that's not actually true, because we got Blastoise and Piplup, Venusaur and Snivy, and Charizard and Braixen. However, this is not us making a guess from some dummy artwork. This is, Total Cards have confirmed it, we are getting an Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia GX. And it's going to be really interesting to see where Pokemon go with this. Because, you see, As awesome as Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres is, and it is, and let's not forget we're getting the alternate art Shattered Glass version, which is amazing, it's not terribly playable. Now, again, there is some clever person over in Japan who has made it work. I'll link that video in the description. The fact of the matter is, it's not the most playable card ever. Almost like Pokemon were a little bit scared of making it too good. Is that going to happen here? Or are we going to actually have just a stunning card? I mean, it's a heck of a GX with which to finish the Sun and Moon block. Admittedly, not from Sun and Moon, though we do have Solgaleo and Lunala, so that's kind of cool. Should we be getting a treble GX of Solgaleo, Lunala, and Necrozma to finish off the Sun and Moon block? Arguably we should, but it's kind of irrelevant, because we're not getting it. Now, of course, we have quite a lot of information, and we will continue to get quite a lot of information, because our sets outside of Japan are just made up of Japanese sets. So I've already told you about Remix Bout. This is including Remix Bout. But this is also going to feature Dream League, which is Sun and Moon 11B, and Alter Genesis, which is Sun and Moon 12 over in Japan. And we have a little bit of information about those latter two sets, though to be clear, we know pretty much everything about Remix Bout. We do not know very much about the others, but we've got a little bit of information. So if we have a look at the pack art from Dream League, we can see that it actually does feature Solgaleo and Lunala. So it's a fair bet that this is actually going to be where it comes from. But we also see, and this was what was really important here, we see lots of pairs. We've got Red with Pikachu, we've got Lily with Solgaleo and Lunala, and with Reshiram and Zekrom, etc. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see. Does this mean we're getting a Reshiram and Zekrom Tag Team GX? Maybe. Does it mean we're going to get a Pikachu and Koffing Tag Team GX? I would argue almost certainly not. We know that Koffing, Reshiram, Zekrom, Pikachu, we know they're all going to be featured in this set in some way, shape or form, as are the other trainers featured on the front of the pack, but we don't know too much about how they're going to be featured. The fact that we know we're getting a Solgaleo and Lunala Tag Team GX does suggest that maybe a Reshiram and Zekrom will also be coming. Incidentally, Roxy is the other trainer featured there with her Koffing. Having said that, if we look at the booster pack artwork from Sun and Moon 12 Alter Genesis, now we don't have good artwork here. I know Dream League was technically dummy artwork, but it wasn't really. Come on. This is proper dummy artwork. It's just a Ken Sugimori art of these four Pokemon. And there is again Solgaleo and Lunala. So does that mean there are going to be two different artworks of Solgaleo and Lunala, one in each of the two sets? Or does that mean that actually Solgaleo and Lunala GX is coming from Alter Genesis, and Dream League is going to feature Solgaleo and Lunala, but not as a Tag Team GX, opening the door for Trainers Pokemon, which is what we thought when we initially saw Dream League. If you ask me for my complete and utter guess, I don't think we're getting Solgaleo and Lunala Tag Team GX in Dream League. I think it's coming in Alter Genesis, and I think those Pokemon are being featured in more of a trainer's Pokemon way in Dream League. You'll also notice on the front of the pack for Alter Genesis here, we've got Dialga and Palkia ready to add Arceus, so clearly that's where the treble Tag Team GX is coming from. Cool. Now, the only other thing we know for absolute certain is that we are getting Persian GX, because that was also in Remix Bout. That's the only other GX that was in the set. So this does lead us to a couple of questions. Chief among them for me, what about the High Class Pack 2019? This was announced a little while ago, though we were given extremely little information about it. And we know it's coming out in Japan. And we know it's coming out in Japan in October the 4th. But that's all we really know, ladies and gentlemen. And bearing in mind Sun and Moon 11A and Sun and Moon 11B, that being Remix Bout and Dream League, are going to be featured in Sun and Moon 12, which would mean that the high class pack, which is Sun and Moon 12A, should be featured in Sun and Moon 13 over here, but there is no Sun and Moon 13 over here. Is it just going to be a reprint set so we don't need them? Are we going to get them in some kind of promo product? The answer is we have no idea whatsoever. We will start getting new information about this soon, however, because Dream League is releasing in Japan on August the 2nd, which means that cards will start leaking from that in the next week or two, and Altered Genesis is coming out in Japan on September the 6th. So by the end of August, we will know basically every single card which is going to be in our Sun and Moon 12 set. That is, of course, Cosmic Eclipse. Cool. So what about the Sword and Shield set then? The Sword and Shield set we know is coming out on February the 7th, but we don't exactly know when cards are going to start leaking in Japan. Usually, we would get Sun and Moon 12A in October, Sun and Moon 12B in November, and then Sword and Shield 1 would be in December, so that's when we'd start seeing the cards. But it doesn't look like there's going to be a Sun and Moon 12B. So, does that mean we're going to start seeing these cards in November? The one thing I do feel extremely confident about, during the opening ceremony of Worlds, they always announce something new for the Pokemon trading card game. Back in 2016, they announced GXs with Solgaleo and Lunala. Back in 2017, they announced the Ultra Beasts with stuff like Guzzlord. And back in 2018, they announced Tag Team GXs with Pikachu and Zekrom. So whatever the gimmick is for Sword and Shield, whether it's Dynamax or something else, that will be shown off during the World's opening ceremony next month. I feel 100% certain about that. And you know that very shortly after the announcement is made, there will be an analysis video on this channel. The one other piece of news Total Cards did bring us today was about the Elite Trainer box. But honestly, it's about what you would expect. You get 8 packs, 65 sleeves featuring Arceus, Dialga and Palkia, 45 energy cards, a player's guide, 6 damage counter dice, a coin flip die, 2 acrylic condition markers, Burn and Poison, and 1 acrylic Tag Team GX marker, a collector's box, and a code card. Nothing particularly exciting there. But this news is extremely exciting, ladies and gentlemen. We've finally got some confirmation about Sun and Moon 12, and that makes me delighted. Do remember that as more news is released, more products are announced, more cards are revealed, every single thing you need to know about this will be featured on this channel. So if you have yet to subscribe, might I please respectfully request that you do so? And then make sure you tell me all about this, what you think about it, etc. in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you follow me on Twitter at @TheWossy and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, force me to make videos, etc., head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio. That's where you can do that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WossyPlays, where we talk about games that don't even have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.